A developing pitcher, Tyson Ross has one of the most devastating sliders in the game. The Sun Devils face an even tougher task this week, going up against the USC Trojans on the road. The Padres return home tomorrow as they face a familiar opponent in the San Francisco Giants. The Padres now have a total of 31 home runs this spring, which has already surpassed last year's total of 27. In just the right time for a bat to get hot, Matt Kemp had another big offensive night, going 2 for 3 with 2 doubles. The Padres traveled to Mesa, Arizona as they defeated the Chicago Cubs 6-3. Newly acquired pitcher James Shields will face a familiar opponent in Madison Bumgarner, whom he saw in Game 5 of the World Series. In what was a rare occurrence during Cactus League play, a game without sunshine, Ian Kennedy will look to improve in this go-around after surrendering 2 runs on 3 hits in his previous appearance. Ross will look to improve on his 2014 campaign and hopes his slider continues to dominate batters. Players on the collegiate and the professional level will wear these pink gloves in order to represent Breast Cancer Awareness Month. The action on the field is not the only thing that attracts fans to Surprise Stadium, the spring training home of the Texas Rangers and the Kansas City Royals since 2003.
We get a lot of our fan base from Kansas City and Texas, so when they're here, we want to make it feel like they're home.
While people come for the game, Surprise Stadium offers fans of all ages a unique baseball experience. Bringing your glove to the ballpark? Similar to Globe Life Park at Arlington, home of the Rangers, fans can rush towards the center field grass in hopes of snagging a home run ball.
And to have a baseball hit out towards your direction, you don't expect it to happen, but when it does, you just have to be ready. I just think that adds to the overall intimate experience of spring training.
That intimate experience is a big focus of Surprise Stadium, giving fans a great opportunity to meet their favorite players.
The difference between Surprise Stadium alongside the Cactus League facilities would be the proximity as to how close the fans can get to the players, either on the field or at the practice facilities.
The players are awesome. If we get to see the new guys that are coming up through the system, and can't complain, I just love it.
When walking on the concourse, fans can watch players take swings in the batting cages, located just a few steps from their seats.
The fans, right next to the batting cage, they're right next to us in the field. So that's just part of the business, and it's cool. I enjoy it. I even talk to a lot of the fans while I'm there.
It's kind of what spring training is about, to be able to interact with the fans a little more and have a little more of a personal experience with them.
Separate groups drove the effort to bring Super Bowl 49, the upcoming College Football Playoff National Championship, and Final Four to Phoenix. Committees were formed from scratch for each event, as opposed to an ongoing sports commission, which leads similar efforts in other major sports destinations like Indianapolis and Dallas. Creating a sports commission in the Valley is an idea gaining traction among local sports leaders.
At some point is going to start to be this frayed, fragmented effort, as opposed to one where you just build a competency and have the ability to have a tremendous staff. And you can only do that if you have that one platform model, as opposed to startup efforts every time a new bid opportunity comes by.
It's so important for the economic impact that those events have on our city, but also the economic development opportunities that spurn out of them. So a very well thought out, well-oiled commission certainly would be something that would make the front end a lot easier in terms of getting the event.
Besides the logistical advantage a sports commission may offer, some argue its most significant asset would be financial.
I think Arizona needs a funding source to continue to successfully hosting these events. The community's been great pulling together and raising money, but we're competing against states like Texas, where they have their own fund that they use to finance some of these events.
Where we lose out to other people are maybe the investment that our government is spending. And while the government spends an awful lot of money on the venues and getting teams here, there are some models out there that produced by other states and then communities and counties that really attract events to their communities because of their willingness to go out and invest in getting these events to their community.
Whether through a sports commission or individual committees, Collaboration among the various entities involved is critical to success.
It's the sports commission, but it's also working closely with travel and tourism. It's working with the cities. It's working. Municipalities have to get involved. It's really a collective effort of everybody.
There are a lot of people who play a role in that process, and I think right now we have a lot going for us here in Arizona, and that's why we're going to continue to see more and more major events come here.
With a little less than 7 months until the College Football Playoff National Championship game, Arizona is already preparing for its next major event. In Phoenix, Jared Cooper, Cronkite News. A few weeks ago, the Patriots defeated the Seahawks in one of the most exciting Super Bowls in recent memory. Super Bowl 49 was just the first of a few championships coming to the Valley of the Sun. Reporter Ariana Graney shows us why the NCAA and the NFL have brought Phoenix to the top of the podium. More than 1 in 4 Arizona children live in households that struggle to put food on the table. According to a new food insecurity report, Arizona has the 3rd worst food insecurity rate for children in the U.S. Behind only New Mexico and Mississippi, 18% of the state's population struggle to buy food because of their finances, which is better than the numbers from 2011, but are still higher than the national average. And that's all the time we have for now. Thanks for joining us tonight.